I don't care if you've been trying to romance those bears all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and Black Suns Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the Beastas. Smoke me out with all that dank on my left. Oldest ninja in the world, old ninja.
I just found out yesterday that Thanos is the son of Barbara Streisand.
Okay, that's a way to put it.
On my far right, engineering on the ones and twos, Choke People on threes, Sports Chronos.
The Wandering White can eat a whole giant bag of dicks. I'm just saying. If you played Black Myth WuKong, you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah. You can skip him or not skip him and die, 1,000 times, like that guy probably did.
Last but not least, we got your boy Blue.
Getting very drunk is way more fun than being very drunk.
You get very drunk, like you're flipping over tables and shit. So
yeah, the aftermath though isn't pretty.
yeah, that's true. I was trying to explain to somebody what it's like getting drunk with you, and it's like you're like the worst dude, but most fun dude to get drunk with. Because like you're not trying to fight somebody, but you might start a fight on accident.
Yeah.
So
I try to be funny.
All right. Sorry, I got the stats. That's fine. I messed up the rotation. Domino's first in the chat. Also, Cake Man's up in there too. I got to see him. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So thank you both for watching and listening to the week.
Yeah, Domino. How come she wasn't in Deadpool? We missed her. Or is it a different Domino?
They didn't pay her enough. Aiden is our listener of the week. So thank you very much.
Zati Beats.
Very good.
That name sounds so fake. Zati Beats. Like, it just... That name is too cool to be somebody's name.
It does. It does sound like a fake name. You're absolutely right, Blue. I will admit that.
You know what that means? We need to stop naming our kids fucking boring bullshit. That's what it means.
Yeah, right.
Zazzy Beats. I mean, that sounds like a motherfucking jazz fusion ass, funky bohemian, cool ass chick.
Like she's got to make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You've never in your life met no Zazzy.
Nope.
Ever.
Still haven't.
Right.
I know some people that have met white girls named Ebony. So
that is rare.
You know what they're all about, though.
Yeah.
That was her mama passing down the Queen of Spades gene. Like she was hoping she didn't get it when in her lifetime she passed down her thoughts and prayers into her daughter.
Yeah.
So wait, so her real name is actually Zazzy Beats. Like, it's not like a stage name or anything. Like, that's her government name.
That's legit.
It's probably from an African country.
Well, she's German.
Yeah.
Could be
She
German.
speaks fluent German. I will say I have stumbled across a few Queen of Spades tattoos out in the wild, and it is off-putting when you catch it. Because you feel like you're in this weird vortex where nobody else sees it, but you know exactly what it is, but you don't want to say what it is, but you can't look at that same person the same way once you see the tattoo.
You probably were like that, like the boy from what's that, a movie where the kid goes, "I see dead people." Like you're all, I see Ace of Spades, a Queen of Spades.
And then
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense, yeah.
I guess conversely, once they see you, Prodigy, like the world's not the same. They're just like, oh, getting the job done.
They'll look at your face and see your reaction and be like, oh, he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, if you say something, that just opens the floodgate. So if you want to say,
you don't got to say shit. The metaphorical floodgates are already open before you even say a word.
So,
that's the way that's supposed to work, right?
the thing is, but if you say it, then the physical floodgate's going to probably start opening. So if you want to save your marriage or your relationship or whatever in your situationship, it's best not to say nothing unless you want that.
Like how Domino said, "What a weird thing, a tattoo on your body." She doesn't know.
No, she knows.
Oh, she knows. Okay.
She knows. She knows.
She knows.
But there's a Queen of Spades club in just about every major city in America.
Every major city, and including Hawaii and Alaska. Just saying.
When we first started this I'm not even gonna say it. That's kind of going too far.
There's a lot of things that were too far when we first started.
Yeah.
All right. Ninja, what you pouring out for Holmes?
Hold on. just for reference, now I figured out what Kronos. So before we started, we're talking about algorithms and stuff, and there's something like Kronos brought up where we get caught. We get caught up in the algorithms because there's a swear right in the beginning.
It is the
and
S word.
it's always because when Project says smoke me out with that dank shit. That's right there.
Is.
That's what it is right there.
I edited it out. I edited it out for the video after the fact, like the official video, but I don't edit it out in the audio. So it's just like it's literally
perfect.
just like one word. So probably don't even know.
Yeah. I was like wondering. You're like, he says it all the time. What the fuck does he say all the time? And then I heard it. I was like, oh, that's right. He does say that. So I got a couple.
Wait, before you do the RPs, I'm trying out a new feature with Google Meetup. Let me know if you guys like it or not. It's the closed captioning. So it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. So, let me know if you like it or not.
All right.
I guess if you were deaf, you'd love it. So,
yeah.
It's
about to be put to the test when we start talking about fucking embarrassed, but keep going.
When you start talking about fucking bears, the fuck?
And it said fucking embarrassed. That's great. Instead of
I wonder if it understands Lisp because I got that bad.
Blacklist.
Blacklist.
Okay.
It said blacklist instead of black lisp. There we go.
Oh,
there we got it.
It's
racist.
It's always so funny how words like for example like lisp, like it's hard for somebody with lisp to say that word. Also the word like dyslexic, like that's a hard word to fucking spell if you have dyslexic.
Bro, if this shit is
dyslexia, yeah.
If this shit is AI, we're burning up a goddamn server right now. I'm just saying.
Yes.
We're causing like brownouts somewhere in Northern California.
You think that this first RFP is probably going to put another, like, this going to go into overdrive right now.
Going back to the caption. So when you said black lisp, I was looking at the caption on the thing and it said black list.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta enunciate black lisp.
Mm-hmm. With that P to it.
Instead of dyslexia, it said I said delicious.
Dyslexia.
Somebody out there, somebody who's deaf is like, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah, they're not making no sense. All right, old ninja, what you got?
Delicious list.
So we're gonna pour out. Actually, let's pour out some of this. What was it? Shit, I was gonna say sake. That's not. No, we'll do some. We'll do some Old English 800 today. Nice tan and gold. We're going to start with Atsuko Tanaka. She was a Japanese voice actress and narrator associated with Marusu Promotion, formerly Izaki Productions. She is best known for providing the voice of Matatoko Kusanagi. There you go. Or simply the Major in the Ghost in the Shell film and franchise overall. She also voiced, let's see here. She voiced Conan in Naruto, Castor in Fate Stay Night, Lisa in JoJo Bizarre Adventure, Chun-Li in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Claudette in Queen's Blade, Frances Midford in Black Butler, Karura in Utarawari Manono, Bayonetta in the Bayonetta series, Hanami in Jujutsu Kaisen, and Kiri Oshiromiya in Umineko no Naku Koroni. In the Japanese dub of the Tomb Raider games, she voiced 5 games before being replaced. She did, however, provide voice acting for adult PC games as well. Her son is also a voice actor, but she unfortunately died after a battle of an undisclosed illness. She was 61.
This is no shade whatsoever, because that woman is a legend for sure. Did I hear you say she was doing some voiceover work for Bible Black? Was that correct?
No, there are PC games that are adult, but I didn't see Bible Black on the list.
You just heard adult, and you were just like Bible Black. All right,
yeah, I know. She's all.
He did say Queen's Blade, and that's like.
I did say Queen's Blade.
That's very fan.
That just came out, did it not?
I mean, Bible Black though. I mean, if you know, you know.
Oh yeah, you know.
If you know, you know.
That's probably everybody's intro to like Futanari, except for like I guess Le Blue Girl. That was way before Bible Black. So yeah,
La Blue Girl, Demon Beast Invasion, and Urosuki Doji.
What's the one? Was it the Blue Girl where the girl like merged with like a male fairy, and like she like super powered up to like save her friend?
No, the Blue Girl is the ninjas that fought by having sex.
Yeah, what was the one with the spider pussy though?
This City something.
City something. Yeah.
Sin City or not Sin City? Wicked
Demon City.
Yeah, Wicked City.
Wicked City. That's it. That might have been my first because I watched them out of order. But Wicked City, that shit fucked me up real good. I was like, God damn, spider pussy.
No. For me, it was Urosuki Doji, and I've seen all like 4 states. So the 4th one split into 4 movies. That was some shit. That fucked me up pretty badly. I don't know why I couldn't stop watching. Anyway,
we're such a conservative country. The Japanese people, as a whole, they are some fucking freaks. I'm just saying. At least some of them are. I was like, damn, like you don't know what you like until you see it, I guess. So
bears need fucking.
Anyway,
I gotta find this anime I talked about.
Oh, hold on. I said, hold on, Domino. They fight by having sex, not they fuck by having sex, because that'd be obvious. Maybe I misspoke, but they fight.
She just fight. Yeah. Do you mean the fight by having sex? Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Fight.
So next up on the list is Phil Donahue. Before Jerry Springer, Ricky Lake, Sally Jesse Raphael, Geraldo, Murray, and Jenny Jones, there was Phil Donahue. He was the daytime king of talk shows in the 80s because no one else was on at that time. His huge cultural influence, especially with women who tended to watch TV during the day, finally led to a horde of cultural imitators in the 1980s, including one who would eventually knock him off his perch. That person was Oprah Winfrey. Oprah herself posted that, quote, "There wouldn't have been an Oprah show without Phil Donahue being the first to prove that daytime talk show and women watching would be taken seriously," end quote. His show, Donahue, had nearly 7,000 episodes, 20 Emmy Awards, before going off the air in 1996 after 29 years. His show focused on issues that divided people on the political spectrum in the U.S., such as abortion, consumer protection, civil rights, and war issues. He took chances and welcomed controversy. He aired a birth in his first week. He televised an abortion in a later episode. He hosted a show on sexual abuse and Catholic priests decades before the topic hit the church worldwide. He broadcast one episode from inside New York's Attica State Prison and later fought in court to air an execution, but he was denied by the U.S. Supreme Court. Running it back just a little bit, after Donahue graduated college, he worked for a local radio network on an afternoon phone-in talk show in Dayton, Ohio. He interviewed presidential candidate John F. Kennedy, late-night talk show host Johnny Carson, human rights activist Malcolm X, and Vietnam War opponents, including Jerry Rubin. In the early 80s, during the Cold War, Donahue and Soviet journalist Vladimir Posner co-hosted a series of televised discussions known as the U.S.-Soviet Space Bridge among every citizen of the Soviet Union and the United States. It was the first event of its kind in broadcasting history. Donahue hosted an audience in the U.S. city, where Posner hosted an audience in the Soviet city, all on one television program. Bringing it back up now, a few decades up to 2006, Donahue served as a co-director with independent filmmaker Ellen Spiro for the feature documentary Body of War about a severely disabled Iraqi veteran. Donahue was given the Presidential Medal of Freedom this year by President Joe Biden. He died after a long illness at the age of 88. R.I.P. to Phil Donahue. I will say, Phil Donahue, for me, like, if I caught him after I got out of school, I would watch some of his episodes, and they were definitely heated debates, because he would literally run up and down the fucking walkways just to get questions from the audience and questions for his panel guests. And there's one episode, there are 2 episodes actually, that stand out for me forever. The first one was one where he actually talked about himself. Like he never fucking talked about himself that I ever saw. And I saw the one where he talked about himself, and he talked about he had 5 kids, right? And he lived in like a upper middle class or middle class neighborhood. Instead, he took his kids into the inner city schools where they went to high school and school. Like he bused them to there. And he said he had no problem with it. He said they need to learn like to kind of like, you know, what these kids are going through because they're American too, and they shouldn't be sequestered in some ritzy fucking school. And I was like, what the fuck? That one blew me up. And then there's another time he had the Ku Klux Klan on his show. Yep. And they brought their children on the panel. And after commercial break, one of the children said, I hate the N-word. And Phil Donahue, he literally got on one knee and he's like, why do you hate them? And the kid really couldn't answer. It basically came down to because my daddy hates him or my daddy told me so. But Phil kept his cool the entire time. He asked legit questions, and to the panelists and to the people in the audience. The people in the audience got heated. They would get heated. They were kind of pre-Jerry Springer, but like those 2 episodes stood out for me. I was like, what the fuck?
Closed captioning is on point for you, old ninja. I'm just saying, loves you.
Nice. Your lisp ain't blue enough. You know what I mean? Like, hey, real quick on Donahue. Yeah, I mean, this was someone who was like, I mean, it's not gonna make sense to people who are younger, but like a fucking staple of TV. You know what I mean? Like if you were around in the 80s or 90s.
There's
obvious.
Go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say there's like this whole thing that I don't know if it happens to today. There was a whole thing like back in like the 80s and 90s where if you were at home sick, there were like certain TV shows that were on that you would watch that were not soap operas and daytime talk shows back in the day. That was that. Yeah,
for sure. Absolutely, for sure. I loved his show, and I love motherfucking Bob Barker on that Price is Right. Motherfucking shit.
Wrong, bitch.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was a fucking phenomenal show for, like old ninja said, for getting people to like discuss things that were kind of controversial and all of that. The only thing that, for whatever reason, maybe it's just lost in my fucking brain fog, but I can't remember if he filmed in New York, Chicago, or LA, or where did he film?
I guess it was Chicago, because I had no idea. But when I was reading, I guess he started in Dayton, went to New York, and then from New York he went to Chicago.
Okay, so that was the whole thing, because like obviously Oprah did her thing in Chicago, so yeah, I guess it makes sense.
There's an episode where they're guests on each other's show. So before he canceled, he had her on his show, and then after he canceled his show, he went to her show. And she like basically just bigged him up, like, thank you so much. And they had them ask all kinds of questions about it. That's probably where I saw the questions, were probably on her show, really. But I thought it was probably him. But it looked like he was hosting the show. But they asked him all about his life, and he had all these crazy fucking answers. So like, dude, you're like rich, but you were living by like basically meet your means, kind of, with your 5 kids. Like, that's cool. I was just like, what the fuck? But he was a cool. He's the one person I knew that almost everybody respected. Like, no matter what. I don't know anyone that said anything bad about this guy.
It's definitely R.I.P. to him.
He was he's up there with like Jerry. I mean, he's pre-Jerry Springer, right? But Jerry Springer kind of like shit went wild with Jerry Springer. So I'll just put it that way. But he's like a super nice guy. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Unlike Jerry Geraldo, who went like all batshit crazy recently.
Yeah.
Recently,
Fox News, dude.
So it's what's kind of ironically funny is that when, also I didn't mention this, but Donahue interviewed Jimmy Hoffa before he died.
Shut the fuck up! Damn.
And he did it on the radio show, and fucking you have Geraldo going to his fucking like vault or whatever the shit, and they go in there, it's just fucking empty. It was like this big primetime thing, and it was a big fucking elf Geraldo. Everyone thought his career was over after that shit.
Geraldo. Yeah, man. Fucking daytime talk shows. That was like a huge ass thing for a many fucking decades.
And it started with him. He launched all those clones. Like I mentioned, every single one of them, they kind of followed him. They started out just like him, and they did their own thing. They either got more ghetto or more like kind of went like the View is today, kind of.
Yeah.
So they all branched out into their own kind of thing. Even I would say was it Eternal Affairs and Hard Copy?
Might have been. That's different though.
Yeah, it is. But I would say a little.
those felt like precursors to TMZ.
Yeah,
in a lot
that's
of
more
ways.
accurate. Yeah.
That's more accurate. Okay. All right. So that was
Yeah.
wild shit.
It is what it is. All right, man. Man, this was a fucking week. Well, before we even jump in, it was great to see Kronos. We celebrated his birthday. Cake Man was there. Mishka was there. Your brother, sister-in-law. It was just really fucking fun to just kind of be out as grown folk drinking and hanging out again in real life. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was for those that don't know us in real life. So me and Mishka, who's Prodigy's wife, we used to have joint birthday parties like every year, like until like 5 years ago, the year before the pandemic. And after that, obviously, we just kind of stopped having them. I mean, they moved, then we moved, and yeah, it's been nice to like get together with them again and talk about like the old times when we used to hang out like. I don't want to say every weekend, but it was a lot of weekends.
Yeah,
It was
minimum. I would say anywhere from like what shit. At one point, it went from like it was every weekend, then it dropped to like maybe 3, then twice a month, and then once a month, and then nothing.
It was a lot for people that had kids, especially young kids. So because Prodigy had, his son he was hanging out when he was a fucking baby.
Years old.
Yeah, exactly. When he was like a baby. And then, I had my oldest, but she was at the time like in her preteen years. So, and then nobody else had kids except for like me and Prodigy's family. So yeah, there's another family that had younger kids too. I don't know what to call them though.
Yep.
On the podcast. But yeah, they were cool as fuck too. We'd hang out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we got to get back to that.
Yeah, just really, really fucking fun.
Well, even when I was down there for my son's birthday, we hung out at the brewery. Like that was fun.
Yeah,
shooting the shit, having a couple of drinks, eat some delicious ass food. Like,
oh yeah,
ask for more.
Even when I was there, when did I come down? Last June. Not this past June, but the June before that, I came out.
Yeah.
We were there all day. We went to the zoo and stuff, and then we hung out at this like cool ass fucking bar that had dope ass merch. Like decent, nice food. I was like, oh shit, this is great.
It's weird about living here is that I always forget that this is like a vacation destination for people.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
And it's like I just go about my day doing like whatever, and then like stuff will come up, and they're like people from like out of town. I'm like, why the fuck are you here? And it's like, oh, San Diego. I was like, oh, that's right. Yeah, this is where you vacation.
Forget. Yeah, you live in a port city. There's people from like all over the place that like. I want to see it because what I've noticed, you probably may have noticed this too. When you go to other states, that city's advertised. When they say come to California, they pick usually one of a few spots. Usually the great Northern California where you can see the redwoods.
Yeah.
Then they do the San Francisco Bay Area. They feature that, and then they do San Diego.
Everything else.
Yeah, they skip LA. Nobody wants to go there.
Yeah, well, no, in LA. So in LA, they advertise Universal Studios.
Yeah.
They don't really say hang out in LA to do this.
That's not really in LA though.
So.
Yeah.
But it's either Hollywood, Anaheim, or like.
Oh yeah, for Disneyland.
Yeah.
Disney, Universal Studios, and that. Hollywood.
My favorite thing with LA though is if you're not from there, or it's like your first time visiting, you could be even from another fucking country. Your image of fucking LA is vastly distorted. Like once you see the dirtier Skid Row fucking parts, or the really gully parts, South Central, Pico Union, and a whole bunch of other places, you're just like, what the fuck? I have been lied to my entire life. Like what I took my daughter went for the first time to like Hollywood. We drove on up there or whatever. She was like, this place is disgusting. Why are you
Yes.
Fucking stinks, smells like this.
And
go ahead.
Really quick in California Love, when they're all talking about shot out when Tupac shots him out, he shots out Hollywood because they're basically talking about how Hollywood's a shitty place. I'm like, why is he shouting out Hollywood? And he's all, Hollywood's a shithole. And I literally went like that summer. I'm all, yeah. Hollywood's a fucking shithole. The only place they keep clean is the fucking Walk of Fame. That's the only place that's clean. Everything's shit.
When there's a premiere.
Yeah. What's crazy is like people talk so much shit about San Francisco, but like San Francisco, like Golden Gate Park, is legit beautiful. Like, and it's never it's never shitty. You know what I mean? It's like there are certain spots in San Francisco that yes, there are kind of shitty. There are problems there, but it's like there are other spots that are there that are beautiful. They're clean. The beaches are great, even though they're cold. You know, but I think that people that are from outside the state, that they see like, oh, there's like all this bullshit going on in San Francisco. I'm just like, yeah, but I mean, every year I go to like SF Beer Week, like I still have fun, like a lot of fun. And even though I see some of like the detritus or whatever that's going on, it never detracts from like my overall experience from the event. And it's a week-long event for me of like going out there, getting drunk, and just enjoying the city, and it's fine. I would not want to do that in LA.
Oh no. No.
And I'm sorry if I'm not sorry if you're from LA, but you know, I'm shit talking your city, but it is what it is.
You don't have to catch a drunk blue in LA. I can
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are, and no, it's not that I'm saying I'm sure there are. I know that there are some parts of LA or greater LA that are decent. It's just that any like tourist place is going to be pretty fucking gnarly, at least around here, at least on the West Coast. You know, I'll say that. All right. God damn it. We have gone all over the place and we haven't even gotten fucking started. Where do y'all want to really get started?
Let me start with I guess the latest new big video game.
Yeah, let's do it.
I guess. I think am I the only person playing this game?
Yeah, I haven't played it yet.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. So a game came out that I've been talking about for probably 3 fucking years at this point. From when I first saw the first like screenshots of it, or in the demos and the gameplays. It's called Black Myth WuKong. It is a heavily Chinese video game, but it so far is badass. Like I'm very much enjoying it. So it's based on a book called like I think Journey to the West is what it's called. But if I'm pretty sure it's Journey to the West, right?
It is. It's Journey to the West.
It's based upon like Chinese mythology. It doesn't matter if you're familiar with it or not. If you ever watched Dragon Ball, some of this will make sense to you. Other parts will not. So like, there's like a lot of shit where like they could have give like better background for stuff, but I don't care because the game was not made specifically for a Western audience. So like, there's a lot of shit that's missing as like far as like some of these characters, what they are in mythology, which is fine. The game is really good so far. I'm saying the caveat is so far because I know that after like chapter 2, there are significant technical issues with the game that I've heard about, but I'm still in chapter 1. So the game to me right now is fucking great. So,
here's the thing that I can't get away from with this game, Black Myth WuKong. Haven't played it yet, but holy fucking shit, is it a goddamn monster on Steam? Like, it's breaking all fucking time concurrent Steam player records. I think it surpassed the #1 spot for that, over 2 million concurrent at one time at launch. Like, all kind of records being broken. It's popular as ever loving fuck.
But I need to give like a slight caveat to how popular it is. Yes, it is breaking records, but if you look like the breakdown by country, the vast majority of people that are playing this game are in China.
That's Korea.
So, yeah, which is fine. They're still people. Like they're definitely people. Yeah. But I think that like it might distort like the West, which I'm fine with because like the Western view of this game is kind of a bullshit view. Because like I literally saw a review from I think it was Screen Rant, and they said there wasn't enough inclusivity in the game. I'm just like. Is that where we are at this point? Like, it's a game based on Chinese lore. Like, it'd be like getting mad about not enough black people in Greek mythology. That's literally what they're complaining about.
And it's a Chinese studio.
Yes.
Producing the game.
Yes.
So well, I don't know what we're talking about. And
is it an indie game?
It's not indie, no. I would say, I want to say it's a AA game, but like the graphics are really good. So it's pretty much AAA game. Yeah.
But also just to really quickly point out too, and I know that you weren't saying it this way, Kronos, but I don't want people to misconstrue it. Obviously,
when you get those massive numbers on Steam and whatnot, and okay, maybe China, let's say they're even 80% of those numbers. Let's, just throwing that out there. Those are still gamers.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's what I was saying. They're still people.
Yeah. We never do that when it's like a game that's heavily skewed towards the European, a Western European country,
or American,
like FIFA is heavily skewed towards Western Europe, or Madden is heavily skewed towards America. It is what it is, but a lot of players are playing this game worldwide.
Yes,
for sure
they are, and I'm happy for. I hopefully this will open up more international studios into making games that are like not that they can be specific to like their culture and to be fine with it. There was a lot of like kind of blowback with like some people. I gave the Screen Rant thing, one stupid ass review that was the lowest review they've had was from Screen Rant. And that was like one of their main complaints was like not enough diversity and inclusion. I'm just like, that's time and place. Like you don't need that. It's like saying there's not enough. I already said it, my example, but go ahead.
I was gonna say like your example too, because I think it's earlier this year or last year, like B-Boy was going off about the African game. So there was a game that the side-scrolling game. It was produced by EA, but it's made by like two guys out in I think it was Kenya, but it was about their history of their country.
Yeah.
I forgot the name. I'm trying to see if he remembers the name. Yeah, it was like the.
He'll probably say it in a second. He's in the chat.
Yeah, he'll say it. But so that was a super independent studio, and I think people were before the game came out. People were saying EA should buy the studio, buy those guys, and get them fully staffed so they can make like another game like this because it looked great.
But also, you could they could not do that because if EA bought them, they'll probably fuck it up. So
correct.
Yeah, that's true. But it is a small studio. But
But what I love about the gaming industry, obviously, it is truly fucking worldwide. And if your studio has a fucking hit game, guess what? You become this massive fucking studio. You know what I mean? Almost overnight. Obviously, CD Projekt Red wasn't CD Projekt Red, a bunch of years ago. You know what I mean?
But what's funny that what's funny about CD Projekt Red that no one wants to talk about is that it's so heavily subsidized by their own government. And I'm fine with that. Like, I mean, bring more of that because people talk about, they will talk shit about like communism and all that shit and like socialism. But I'm like, I mean, honestly, like, if we're getting good shit out of it, like. I would say not communism, probably more socialism side of the things. It's like, why are we complaining about this? Like, you wouldn't have a CD Projekt Red if not for, I think it's Polish government, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the Polish government. So, and don't complain about, The Witcher being too white because it's based upon Polish like lore. So,
it's
the same thing. I'm not going to complain about it. Anyway, getting back to Black Myth WuKong. It is so. When I first saw the gameplay, I thought it was going to be like a Soulsborne game, and it kind of is, but it's kind of not. So, like when you're normally playing the game, it's pretty chill, and then all of a sudden you get like a badass boss that is like crazy hard. So, like my intro to this was talking about the Wandering Wight, who was like the first, possibly second boss. To me, it was the second boss that I played in the game. And he's a motherfucker. So you can just bypass him if you want and just like go around him and like go complete like the rest of the game and then get stronger and come back. But I'm stubborn. So I didn't do that. And I just like died relentlessly, like more than I want to admit. And then I eventually beat him. So the thing that is kind of cool about the game, the reason why, hold on, Killer Frost just said it. It's called The Tales of Kenzera.
Yeah, there it is. He came through.
There you go.
My boy.
Thank you, Killer Frost.
Thank you, nephew.
B-boy. Anyway, back to this game. So one of the reasons why this is not a Soulsborne-like game is because the normal enemies are like not that hard. Some of the bosses are, yes, very hard, but even when you're dying to these hard bosses, you still gain experience points. So like with the Wandering Wight, there was like basically 4 enemies I can kill to like get to him that were relatively easy to kill. And I would still get experience from them. And so I would still gradually increase my levels while just getting to like this one boss. And eventually I got enough experience points to like get enough skills to like be able to like kill and recognizing like the patterns of this fucking asshole to kill him. And then after that, it made like the next, I don't know, 4 or 5 fucking bosses crazy easy. So
Can you retrieve your vials or souls once you die?
There's none of that.
Okay.
There's none. You don't have to go back to get all your shit. Like you have all the shit that you had before you died, except for like if you use materials like things that make you stronger or more defensible. If you use those during that battle, then obviously you used them and you lost them.
Okay.
But it's way more, I guess, gentler to play. So yeah, you're gonna get your ass kicked in the game. Like if you beat the Wandering White on your first game, or I'm sorry, on the first time you fight this big-headed motherfucker, more power to you. You're way better gamer than I am by far. So, but he beat me down to the white meat so many times. Like, and then eventually I got him, and I was like, all right. And then like the skills that I learned from like beating that one boss made all the other bosses like so much easier.
Nice. And it's a single player game, third person open world, right?
Yes. And it's an action game. It's RPG, and I highly recommend it. Another downside of it is that there's no physical copies of this game. It's only digital. So I'm an old school guy. I like physical copies, you know.
That's becoming more normalized.
Yeah. No me gusta.
Goes by.
No me gusta.
So
there should be a discount if it's digital. So if you're not playing,
you're
taking away its overhead stuff.
It's
but
so
not much.
It's minuscule. So that's the problem. Well, you gotta knock off what fucking 13 cents. So,
money's money.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, I think we're going to continue to follow this one. I know B-Boy is definitely playing it, and I think he's enjoying the fuck out of it as well.
He's going off in the chat about how good it is. So.
Yeah, it's like I'm happy that it was so good because like I think it's like the first time I saw it, I was like, this is good. Like you rewind the tape from like I don't know, probably 100 podcasts ago at this point, of me talking about how I want to play this game, and yeah. It's like it's good, but like the bosses can be.
This is the full game. It's not a demo or anything, right? It's
full game. Yeah,
complete paid out of your pocket.
Yeah, it's a full. I mean, $60. So and it's PC and PS5 only.
For now, apparently there's a later date. I guess December for the Xbox.
Okay.
For now, and
that late freight.
Yeah, it'll be late, but there's also some stuff coming out of Gamescom, which we'll get to later. But that's done the same shit, but it's fine.
I haven't played it, but from you Kronos and B-Boy's reviews so far, it sounds like a potential nominee for Game of the Year.
Oh, it definitely will be, and I'll give you some more hope, Prodigy. You can jump in the game, but don't, I guess, because jumping's kind of shitty. So yeah, don't bother jumping around.
Good shit. I gotta give all kind of props to B-Boy Frost. He fucking helped guide
you. Just say he carried you.
Well, he helped guide me through like some of the weirdly complex mechanics of Baldur's Gate.
Padawan.
Yeah, man. That turn-based stuff, like. I had played some turn-based games before, obviously, but never ones where like you could only move within a certain radius, you know?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's
yeah. So like you got to really think your shit through with all the way through. But never mind all of that. The whole point of the game, it's not about the gameplay. It's not about that. Not about this or that. It's really all about being able to fuck every single character in this game. That is my entire fucking goal. God damn it. There's a wizard Jesus that I think wants to have sex with me. There's obviously a lizard girl. You know, she's a little cold at first, but she's gonna come around.
You can warm it up. I'm just saying, friction.
Yeah, you know what I mean. We already know.
But needs a heat lamp.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, you remember on Mass Effect when you were just like, oh, I'm going to try to romance Miranda, you know what I mean? Or I'm going to try to romance this one or that one. And once you tried to romance that one person, you couldn't do shit else for, except if you did like another playthrough for the most part, you know what I mean?
Oh, I guess kind of, sort of.
Well,
I know the first one. The first one is if you try to romance both, there's a part in the game where they make you choose.
exactly.
Like they both confront you.
Exactly.
Oh shit! So once you get to that point, you're stuck with that one.
Exactly.
Okay.
So there was that, and then even in Witcher 3, they did the same thing with the redhead and Yennefer or whatever. So I get that. That's what I'm fucking used to in certain games, certain RPGs. This game, Baldur's Gate said, "Nah, look here,
Like polygamy.
We're gonna play this like a bisexual simulation game. You're gonna be getting down with everybody, foursomes." Bears, werewolves, goblins, everybody's getting flirted with. And I'm like, I don't know what to think on this game, but it's fucking fun to play it. And it's even weirder. Me and B-Boy going, I'm this basically red She-Hulk like.
Dude, I knew you were gonna fucking pick her. I fucking knew it.
Harlack.
Right
That
up your
is
alley.
a fun fucking character. You know what I mean? Because she's barbarian. She's a fucking tank. But at the same time,
I need to rewind. I feel like I do this all the time. At least every like 50 fucking episodes. Like the first time me and Prodigy played co-op together, it was during not Grand Theft Auto.
Saints Row the Third.
Saints Row the Third. And we I'm playing as like a serious character. And so this dude jumps in my game. Maybe I jumped in his game. It doesn't fucking matter. But I see him and he's literally this fucking this She-Hulk character with pasties on. No fucking shirt, no bra, got some shorts on, just run around, titties out, giant dildo bat, fucking up tanks. I was just like, bro, like this is you.
Dude,
all right.
you need to whatever console that was on, you need to boot that thing back up and get some screenshots.
The PS3. Yeah.
Dude, that was fun, man. Yeah, I never forgot that shit. Yeah. So I mean, if you give me a She-Hulk character, I'm choosing that one every fucking time, man. Yeah. Let's go. You know what I mean? Plus the romance and bears and wizards. Let's fucking go, man. I'm loving it, and I know I'm gonna drop 150 to 200 plus hours in this bullshit. So thank you, B-Boy, for showing me the ropes. And god damn it, now this shit got its hooks in me.
I told you it was probably your game from like the very get go. I was like, if you don't like it from the get go, because it's like tentacles and shit. Basically, it's like a baby Cthulhu from the very beginning. And they got like
for sure
tentacle rape fucking vehicles in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
very first fucking cutscene. You're absolutely right. Again, the only thing that is a little off-putting is I keep wanting it to have the gameplay of fucking Diablo, but it sure as fuck doesn't.
It's no. I think that's what I told you when it first came out. I was like, it's it's turn-based, which for you I know it's going to be a bit different, but that's like for me it was like it's a throwback to the like the 90s. But I want to play it again because I was playing on my Steam Deck, which I love my Steam Deck, but this was like a little too much for my Steam Deck. Like, because like it really detracted from like a lot of the graphics. So I need to play it on like a console.
Yep. I also wish I had kind of like on Diablo 4 a fucking horse or something like that, but I mean those are minor. It's fucking great. I fucking love it. So
but you can't, can you infinite dodge though?
You cannot fucking infinite dodge. Although here's what I will say though. The makers of Baldur's Gate 3 must have been listening to all my attempts to get everybody to watch interspecies reviewers, because there's interspecies reviewers basically in this game. That's what you're doing. You are evaluating brothels of different species. I'm fucking down. Let's go.
All right.
Did anybody check out Alien Romulus?
I did not, but
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did. I saw it yesterday. Yeah, so I will say this from the jump, Popcorn Bucket was fucking sold out. Like,
of course,
even the display was gone. It was fucking gone.
So I was like,
motherfucker.
Let me just give like a pro tip to everybody. No matter when you buy your ticket just come in for like when the movie comes out. You can just buy the bucket then. Just walk in and be like, hey, I want to buy some popcorn, and then just buy the fucking bucket. So they're not going to say no.
Yeah. And because I'm like where I watch movies, I'm on the reward system. So I had enough points to just use my rewards to get the bucket, but they're sold out. So I was like, fuck. So the bucket's cool because it lights up and shit. It's got a face hugger inside and shit.
Which
Fucking great.
which theater French or I guess
I went to an AMC theater.
AMC.
So I went to the one near Levi Stadium. So I was like, oh.
Levi's?
Mhm.
Oh, the Mercado? Is it Mercado?
No.
Yeah, it's Mercado.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mercado. Because there's another Mercado in, like, I think
San
the city.
Francisco?
Or
Yeah.
yeah, this is a Mercado in San Francisco. But so watching the film, it gives you that like crazy like aesthetic from like the 80s. So they use like the tech that we saw in the original Alien. They kind of recreate that shit in the fucking movie. I was like, oh, okay, they're going for this aesthetic. And like they show like the darkness of aliens, like when you start and they go to like this research station, which they thought was a ship that would take them to paradise, and everything goes to fucking shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
But hold on. Just so everybody kind of has the background. This is in between Alien and Aliens.
Yeah, it is because. So okay, I will say this.
I don't make any goddamn sense.
This connects a lot of the Alien franchise. So you see characters from the Aliens franchise in this film. You also see things that connected to Prometheus as well. And I was like, oh shit! Like, and they don't really talk about what happened in Prometheus, but you actually see the fruits of their labor from it, and you see like a big homage to it, and even more. I don't want to spoil it anymore, but it's just like super crazy kind of stuff. It was interesting to see the synthetic person. Like you see one malfunction.
Yeah.
Like this one, when it malfunctions, it like he's like, it's like he has like a mental disorder kind of. It's like it's kind of. So did you see this Prodigy?
I did.
Okay, I didn't. Okay. I don't want to give too much away, but it was interesting to see how you take this synthetic and then like reset him.
Yeah. I'll just flat out say it. I'm not, no shade to the actor, but I really despised Andy completely, like all the way. He was like nails on a chalkboard for me. Like his mannerisms came across as him, just not being all there mentally.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a little off-putting. And then at the same time, he was just very, here's my eunuch black boyfriend or black brother.
Wow.
Kind of. Yeah.
I mean, at point, so when you first see him reset, you see that his disc that's inside his head is broken. There's a piece missing from it. I was like, oh shit, this is why he's like missing shit. And then this motherfucker gets an upgrade and he literally goes like 80 style T2. And shit, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like he goes fucking all a complete like 180 for him.
The actor he's probably doing the best job in this, but I have to say, and it took me a while because I hadn't seen Alien or Aliens in quite a few years. Probably, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years or whatever for both of those. But some of the lines in this are literal throwback, word for word, kind of like catchphrase stuff from both of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
That they just kind of throw in there, and if you're not
favorite stuff,
if you're not paying attention, it's just like, oh, okay, you're really going hard for trying to get people to kind of have the exact same feeling that they had with those two movies, which are great movies, but you should have some. I mean, these aren't the same characters for the most part. You should have more original lines.
I mean, so one of them I give a caveat to because they're kind of pre-programmed to do so. So I was like, oh, okay, that's just the same. It's like a mantra of sorts. So they respit that out. I'm like, okay, I get it. I mean, this is the same shit that the other character like this did that shit.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to give it away because when I saw this, it was a spoiler, or not a spoiler. It was like a surprise. I'm not trying to spoil it for people who are fans of the Alien series. I like that it got back to that whole claustrophobic, like being chased by aliens or by an alien, a single alien, and then you find out like the truth of what happened to the station, and then you see like more than one face hugger like coming after your ass. Like they're all jumping and shit. They're like they look like they're like unstoppable. So it gave like that whole fucking panic kind of feel, claustrophobia, like
True.
no one can hear you scream in space type shit. So I love the aesthetic. I love the way it kind of like brought it back, like grounded it back. They didn't try to put in another fucking predator just like as a wow factor. There's none of that. It goes back to the roots, which I greatly like. I know the director did a lot of practical effects, so you don't see like a lot of CGI. You see people with the KY fucking lips and shit in there,
Yeah.
just drooling and shit going through, and you see people's bodies that are fucked up, like just like fucking Dead Space and Scorch. If anybody's played Scorch, I've seen some of that shit.
Wow.
Like just
Yeah.
horror games type shit. Just people's just like you see when you see them, it looks like a moment in time that was literally ripped from them by these creatures. I was like, oh fuck. Like these people died in the worst way.
The only thing I'll also kind of point out, again, it's spoiler free, but this is purposely a almost teen coded in space alien series. Like I feel like those first few Alien and Aliens movies, they had like people of, you know, different ages and all that. These are all seemingly like freshman in college age looking.
Yeah, I will say young adult, but I wouldn't say teens. I would say they're like in the 20s, 20 to 25 max.
I mean, they're expendable then. I mean, it's basically like Spartan rules, right? Fuck them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were 100% expendable, and you see that going in. And some of them got built up, and their dreams were taken away from them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, holy shit.
I was just kind of like, I don't know. It took me out of it just a little bit in terms of, okay, you mean there's not even like an older pilot who was, you know, trying to do so, or an older engineer.
Look at you, old fuck. Why you need somebody older to learn how to fly a plane or a spacecraft? Like, okay.
Dude, I know people that was 16 that are 16 and can fly a plane.
There's no doubt about it that they can, absolutely, but it was a little bit for me like, okay,
Cruise.
Everybody's 17, 18. Everybody.
No,
like,
they weren't that young.
Hey,
so
listen,
I will say
listen.
this.
Hold on. I need to say something. All right. If we watch shows like, you know, Beverly Hills 90210, and everybody was supposed to be fucking 18, 19 years old, and they were fucking 30, then, you know, they can get away with it now, where somebody's, you know, flying a plane, spacecraft or whatever, being a little young. They're probably in their fucking 20s and 30s anyway in real life. So
they may just be. Yeah, I'm just saying they purposely looked like they were all around the same age, like all. and I was like, okay, almost all. Sorry, there is one exception.
They had first, right? The one exception. Were they black too? I'm just saying. That's the, you know.
No. So I will say this: the people that are trying to find a new lives in themselves, they're basically fucking indentured servants. They're like slaves to a company, and they're trying to escape and get like basically go to what they believe is like a paradise kind of world.
We're all slaves to companies. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
No. So when they're contracted to do work, and when their contract's up, oh, guess what? We're adding 10 more years to your contract. They're like, wait a minute.
But we don't. Our contracts don't even end. What are you talking about? I mean, we just keep working.
So,
hey, you don't want to work no more? Guess what? You got enough fucking health insurance. You got a dental insurance. You got a life insurance. Good luck.
For them on this planet, it was generational. Like they all watched their parents die working for this company.
Is that not what we do?
No, we don't work for we don't all work for the same company.
Not the same, but all of our parents work for some corporation.
They do, but these
they don't all retire.
They all work for the same. No, they don't all retire, but these people all work for their forefathers worked for this company, and so do they. So
yeah, I'll just say, I mean, all of that's from a story standpoint by design to talk about what's been going on here for a long time.
Yeah.
So I mean, Project, I'm getting the sense that you didn't really care for this movie, or
here's the thing: I did not hate it as much as Domino hated this shit. Like,
Domino's talking
did not
shit the
like
whole time in the chat.
Yeah.
yeah.
Also about Old Ninja, like giving out spoilers. She's like, "Fuck him and his couch." Just saying.
I
No, I
hated
did not.
I hated Prometheus. I thought that movie was really fucking dumb.
That
To be honest,
that
it didn't make
that
any
one
kind of
had
goddamn
some
sense.
that one had some holes in it for sure.
Yeah.
This one, again, I didn't hate it as much as Domino, but I disliked a lot of. I hated Andy. I will say that flat out for a lot of reasons. And I'll go into spoilers maybe at another time when more people have had an opportunity to see it. But Andy was probably one of my least liked characters in in this franchise at all, and he was in this a lot.
I'm just.
I was just going to say, and then there is some Tupac hologram level disrespect, like Drake did, of a real life dead person.
Oh, I have to.
Okay.
So without going into spoilers, I will say
You're gonna
that
spoil it anyway.
what you're talking
Domino.
about. No, I didn't spoil anything because I didn't say anything specific. I mean, if you've seen the movie, it feels like a spoiler. If you haven't seen the movie, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But I will say what Prodigy is alluding to was approved by Ridley Scott, who was the producer on the film. It was his idea, and they went with that.
Okay.
So there you go.
All I'll say is, if you have any level of problem with holographic bullshit or AI generated Tupac coming back from the dead or whatever, there's some ethical concerns that I think are warranted in terms of the people who do have an issue with it. And regardless of a producer or whatever, it's off-putting, to say the least, to just kind of shrug and be like, it's okay. Not always.
Yeah, I mean, for the person who literally wrote, directed, and produced like the first one, for him to come back and be like, "Hey, I'd let you use this."
I mean, he's alive though, so there's that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
This doesn't sound like it was worse than Borderlands, so I'm just saying. I watched Borderlands.
No way. I saw Borderlands.
You saw
Borderlands?
Yeah.
Talk about
we
it.
talked about it last
I
week.
talked about it last week. Yeah.
We talked
It's no Madam Web though. No Madam Web.
No, Madam Web is like the bottom of the barrel.
I don't know. Have you watched Borderlands?
Have you watched Madam Web?
I haven't. So we have to like.
Both.
Okay, we could both fix that.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, Borderlands is Borderlands for me. It was like I'm a Borderlands fan, so I'm like the ideal audience for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was fucking terrible. It was cool to see like Borderlands like in real life, but oh man, it was.
Yeah,
rewind the
Madam
clock.
Web was definitely worse. Definitely.
Rewind the tape a little bit. I mean, there were, I think, most of us, if not all, voiced some raised fucking eyebrows when we saw Kevin Hart casted as Roland.
Yes.
Like,
oh yeah.
Yes.
And that was 2-3 years ago, however many years ago it was. As soon as they announced that casting, we were all kind of like,
one thing about him, I was like, oh, they're trying to do a Jumanji because like Kevin Hart was fun in Jumanji, and I kind of felt like they were trying to do that with this.
Yeah, he was not like that in this because I mean Roland is a very serious character, even though he was sort of funny in this one, vaguely funny. The movie overall it didn't work like at all. It was terribly written. Y'all know me. I don't like continuity issues. There were many in this one. So I don't just say that about, James Gunn or whoever the fuck was the other guy.
Snyder?
Yeah, Zack Snyder. He's probably one of the worst. Zack Snyder.
What about the guy who did the Transformers? Michael
Bay.
Michael Bay. Michael Bay was, that's another continuity one too. Yeah, there's huge continuity issues. This one is up there with those, of like continuity, of like, if especially when you play the game. I don't want to give spoilers, but it's just like it was dumb. It was dumb.
Madam, you just described Madam Web the same fucking way. It's fucking dumb. So especially if it's supposed to tie into Spider-Man, and when you see the film, it feels like there's no fucking tie, but there's one little tie, and it doesn't make fucking sense. I mean, it does make sense, but it doesn't matter, which makes it, I think, worse and egregious.
But okay, so back to Borderlands for a quick second. I haven't seen the movie or whatever, but remember, like all of the Borderland games were this fun ass. Here's a bazillion guns. Get online with your friends. Blow some shit up with some crazy ass fucking guns. Level up your character. Do your skill tree. Like yes, there was a story, but it was more about this incredibly fun RPG with a billion guns, fun type of game. Like,
yeah,
it was always big fun and explosions.
They heavily missed the billion gun thing. So there was one very iconic gun that you're gonna see in like the first maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes of the movie. But like, holy shit, that's the gun that I know, like a lot. And then like all the other guns are just like very generic. They're like there's no there's very little like thought into the guns besides that one gun and maybe another one, but like I feel like they kind of missed the point of the game of like from that aspect. And like the shields, they kind of downplayed that until like kind of the end. And like the grenades, there was like no like interesting grenades. It was a lot of like really missed opportunities. I don't know who made the movie, but I felt like they missed the mark with the game.
Did they miss it as hard as The Rock being in the Doom game way back in the day?
Oh,
that was bad.
Well, sort of. I mean, that was a little different. Only because like when that Doom movie came out, it was when Doom 3 came out, and so it was kind of that was a better how do I put it, representation of Doom 3 than Borderlands is to like the Borderlands games.
Okay.
So, I mean, there was a fucking BFG in the Doom game.
True. That's true.
Like they didn't have they had one iconic gun, and it wasn't even like they mentioned it like after the fact, like once, and it didn't feel like it was enough. So
yeah, it sucks. Well, the thing about it that's weird with this timing is that it's been a little while since we've had a mainline game, but then just today or yesterday they announced Borderlands 4.
And so that actually leaves me very concerned about Borderlands 4. Because, the Borderlands, all the games I've thoroughly enjoyed. Borderlands 2 was peak for me. Yeah, Borderlands 3, I still had a lot of fun with Borderlands 3. I even had fun with Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. For me, that was like really underrated game. Like for real. But the fact that we all know that the Borderlands movie flopped, that's going to take the budget out of something.
Yep.
If it's not from that game, I don't know where the fuck they're going to take it from. So they're saying 2025. I'm going to say if it comes out in 2025, it's going to be a shit show.
Pretty soon.
I would expect that to be in 2026 with my knowledge of ongoing budget cuts that are going to come from losing that much money from the movie. Because the movie costs over like probably $200 million. And they've made maybe a quarter of that.
Oof. Big flop.
So, yeah.
Big ass flop. Okay.
And this isn't an Uwe Boll film. This ain't fucking Germany. Like, you can't write all that shit off, so...
No, that's scarily bad. Yeah, big ass flop. And here's the other thing too: since we've never seen a live action movie or even an animated series, to my knowledge, it's just not good for the IP overall. You know what I mean? You want to hit it right out of the box, but 'tis life. It is what it is.
I totally agree. It is what it is.
Okay.
But also, it's not what it's not. And what it's not is a good movie.
Ooh, fuck. I thought it was sad news. I did hear on the Star Wars front, Acolyte's no season 2, unfortunately, right?
I mean, I like how you like. I like your fake fucking concern here.
I said unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm saying your concern is quite fake, sir.
Yeah, your crocodile tears to me shit
this,
to me.
This motherfucker.
What you want me to do?
Watch the fucking show? That'd be a start. Oh, I mean,
that was kind of one of the problems. It seemed like nobody was.
I could have, but also, yeah, the show. Listen, It's a decent show. Actually, it's a good show. All right. I think the problem was for like most people. I don't know. I don't want to say most people. I would say a certain kind of person that I would not get specific to a demographic. There was too many check boxes with it. Like there was too many. There was like, where's the white male lead? Not there. Okay. Why are there people of color in this? Oh, checkbox. There's fucking witches and they're what? Probably gay? Oh, fucking checkbox. Okay, so the main character is a black woman. Oh, there's two of them? They're twins? Fucking checkbox. The main bad guy is fucking Filipino? Oh, checkbox. So, I'm just saying, like, but the show, if you get past all that stuff, I don't want to say past it because to me it's kind of bullshit, but the show is good. It's literally some of the best lightsaber battles since The Phantom Menace. And I'm not saying that like haphazardly. Like, I'm being very serious. Like, the lightsaber battles in this, they're fucking dope. And I think that, because of certain people were like casting the show, that it's going to get overshadowed. And there's like a lot of, how do I put it? Like, showing how the Jedi were not kind of like this all-knowing, all-seeing, altruistic, like, organization in which they've, give you a small taste of in previous shows and movies. But in this one, they really highlight it. And people aren't going to be able to see, like, the rest of the show. And it's one of the best. This is the only show where you get to see a Sith created, like, on the spot. And now we don't get to see what happens to this person. It literally shows you how red lightsabers are made in a TV setting. And now we have no ending, I guess, because there's black people in it. And, there's not enough white people, not enough white dudes in it, I guess.
I will, again, I never saw it, but I will say this. Obviously, the Obi-Wan show had a white male lead, and dear God, did I fucking hate that one. So, it honestly, is what it is.
I think that this one was better than... I think it was better than
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
That's good.
Only thing cool I liked about the Obi-Wan, or one of the things I liked about the Obi-Wan was what's the fifth sister or the sixth sister or whatever her.
The ninth sister.
Oh yeah,
she was great. She's a
And her backstory was really cool too, because she was there when Anakin started murdering kids.
And that's so Prodigy, going back to what you were saying. Yeah, the lead male was white, but it had her as like the main antagonist. So
yeah. Well,
go ahead.
Yeah. She is in it, and obviously some people like that brand new character, some people didn't. I mean, I get all of that, but it really and truly, for me, again, personally, the writing on that was just, from a Star Wars standpoint, some of the worst I had seen. So that it took me out of it. But if you don't like that new character, which I thought she was pretty cool, I didn't like everything with Darth Vader in her, but there were just aspects of it where I couldn't suspend my disbelief. But if the Acolyte, you know what? Maybe I'll give it a fucking chance. It doesn't cost me anything. How many episodes is it? 8, 10, 12?
Yeah, it's 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's no Ahsoka though.
And it's gonna be like, don't get me wrong, like the first few episodes are like, I don't know, they're not bad, but they're like not as good as like the rest of the show. There's like a certain point to where like they have to fight like the main bad guy, and then like the main bad guy is just like, he's fucking dope. So there's like one of the best like deaths in all the movies and shows is in that show.
Yeah. I brought this up when it first kind of came out because I saw like a lot of people were bashing the show after like 2 episodes. Yeah. And I'm just like, I don't think people understood that this was a murder mystery. Like, you don't give away everything in 2 episodes. It has to build. You get the mystery, and the mystery must be solved. And that's what we got in the first 2 episodes, and people were just impatient. They're just like, where are the lightsabers? Why aren't they fighting? Why aren't they fucking shooting and shit? which you get in the second episode, but not like there you get in the films until later. And the thing was, it had to build the mystery in the story. Like, you got to follow clues and, interview, like,
but
interrogate or interview suspects. And I get it because it's a little slower, but when you get like towards resolution, that's when things fucking pop off.
Well, but
that's where people start dying.
But also, like, the murder mystery thing was like very light. It was like light mayonnaise. Like, I knew what the fuck was happening. Like early on in the show, there's some surprises with some of the deaths of the characters, but other than that, like, I knew what was going on. There was some, like, towards like kind of more of the end, there were some surprises, but in the very beginning, it was very paint by numbers, as far as I was concerned, but with like good action. So
yeah, it does have and like literally one episode is literally like a constant lightsaber fight, and then like there's a small break. There's a break in the middle, but it's not a break because they're still fighting in like the background, and there's people like trying to escape, and they end up going back and joining the fight. I'm like, what the fuck? It's pretty crazy.
I'll also say this too. I really do like that actress Amanda. I can't remember her last name.
Oh yeah.
I hope she lands somewhere fun afterwards, and gets some more leads or whatever. And I wish her all the fucking success in the world. She seems like a decent actress.
Yes, she really does, and especially playing as like, well, that'd be a spoiler, but it's been a while. Anyway, Daphne Keane is also in this. For y'all didn't know.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Which is very strange because you watch Acolyte and then X-Men. I'm sorry, Deadpool and Wolverine comes out, and it's like watching her like 5 years apart. It seems like maybe more because she goes from like being like a early teenager maybe to like being a whole ass adult in like the span of like months. And viewing,
she plays Weapon 32, right? Or Weapon
X23. Yeah. So that was very jarring for me of like watching her. I was like, oh, she's like a kid. And then, oh shit, this is a woman. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad to see it go, but we're getting Andor season 2 like next year. So, and they've been hyping it up after D23.
Well, yeah.
So
I think Andor for me is like it is a gold standard for Star Wars now. And when I say gold standard, it's kind of weird because it is missing all the hallmarks of what most people consider Star Wars, because there are no Jedi.
Yeah.
And the entire show, and it's fucking dope. And the reason why it's dope is because it's very well written. Sorry, I'm getting text from the kid that I'm doing the kettlebell challenge with. I guess he did his swings today. I did mine. Like literally, the reason why I was kind of late for the show is because I was editing the video, sending it to him, and then he just did his. So anyway, yeah, Andor. That is like one of the best shows I've watched in years.
I know I get accused of being a hater, but I couldn't agree more.
Because you are a hater.
This time I'm not. I'm saying I couldn't agree more on Andor. I love that shit. I'm hyped for fucking season 2. That was one of the best things I've ever seen. It's actually worth rewatching season 1. I fucking might do
it. I'm gonna do it. And you know what's crazy is that like I feel like Andor didn't have like a lead up to it. Like there wasn't a whole lot of press. It was kind of like word of mouth. I watched it like way the fuck after it came out.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
That's good.
I guess for me, it was like there was like hype, but they didn't want to give away too much, and so they showed a snippet. There was a snippet. I think it was like 6 or 7 minutes. I think it was D23, like 2021 or some shit. And like people went they lost their fucking minds. I'm like, holy shit! And then this, they've been giving away a bit more details, little by little. Like this new season will take place over the course of 4 years, and will lead up to Rogue One. I'm like, holy shit! Like, it's gonna show him 4 years into the rebellion. And
well, you know what that means? That's like basically the end of the series. Then.
Yeah. Oh no, it is. They said it's only going to be 2 seasons.
So whoever's making that show, the whole that whole show maker crew needs to make a new show. I don't know. I don't give a fuck what it is, but I'm watching it. I'm all in. Like,
Yeah.
y'all did it. You won.
Maybe we can get a little bit of what's her name, Jen Urshu, at the very end or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I don't. We could, but I don't see that happening. I mean, we might see like a parallel story, but I think it's going to focus on him and what. So we haven't seen K2SO, which is the robot he had. So we're probably going to see how he acquires the robot, or it's just like and how he does missions with the robot.
I got the best idea. I got the best idea. All right, this is the best idea. Is that the showrunners of Andor, they pick up the Mace Windu story of like after he got knocked out of the window and he survives, and, like what he has to do, what he has to do to like recover and come back and like be a fucking badass again. You know what I mean? That's I would be all in. Y'all got the black vote. I'm just saying.
I would be too, but I feel like they're gonna go with some other shit. So we'll see. I won't be surprised.
Why are you being anti-black, bro? I'm just saying.
So Mace is probably one of my favorite characters outside of Luke Skywalker, and I'm hoping that they are more delicate with like prequel style shows. I think they're trying to move away from that. I won't be surprised if we see the New Jedi Order kind of series coming up. But we'll see.
I don't know. They literally just made a show about like the Old Republic, so.
Yeah, well, no, that was the
name of this new show.
Old Republic's older. But we're getting another Star Wars show December 6th, I believe, the Skeleton Crew, and so hopefully we can get someone on the show that can talk about it a little bit. I will look into.
Oh,
this.
Ninja, what was the Rainbow Squadron? What the fuck was it called? It was a book we both read.
Shit, it's right behind me. Alphabet Squadron.
Alphabet Squadron. Yeah, that was a really great one. That honestly,
I have all three
if the writers of Andor did the Alphabet Squadron, that'd be a better fit. Honestly, so
I don't see. So apparently, Prodigy's girl, Patty Jenkins, is still doing her Rogue Squadron movie.
Oh, really?
So they just pushed it back by a few years. So we're probably we might see Alphabet Squadron with Rogue Squadron in the film, but I think they're going to probably just keep it just Rogue Squadron and leave it at that. And that way we see what they're doing. I don't know which era they're picking, either New Republic or during the Rebellion, but we will see as the next year we'll get more information about Patty's movie. So,
well, one thing I've kind of been seeing around is a few fan theories about the Skeleton Crew series that's coming out and how it might tie into Michael Jackson's Captain EO. So if you didn't know, Captain EO was like a 3D movie that they had at Disneyland like way back in like the 80s, like early mid 80s, early 90s, and it was produced by
George
Lucas, and it has some Star Wars themes in it, and like a lot of people are comparing some of the characters from Captain EO with the characters that are in Skeleton Crew, and there's a lot of similarities between the characters. So they're saying that it might tie the Captain EO universe and bring it into the Star Wars universe.
You know what? I'd be okay with that either way, but Captain EO had a lot of singing, so
I feel like that's an acid drop fever dream.
Yeah.
So just to be honest with you,
yeah, that's
I would, out of 100%, I give that a fucking 0% chance of happening.
Even like the little boy that's a Skeleton Crew, he kind of looks like a young Michael Jackson.
No,
like he's got the hair.
Are you saying that because he's black, or
he's not even black?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this is fan theories that are out there, and I'm like, okay.
I mean, there's fan theories, and they're terrible fan theories. So I don't think that's gonna. Blue, I'll bet you $100 that's not gonna happen.
Oh, I ain't betting no money.
Okay.
But no, just check out some of the comparison. Like look up Skeleton Crew and Captain EO.
Okay, let's give the obvious comparisons though of real life. That there are a lot of accusations against Michael Jackson about being inappropriate with kids, and then Disney being an actual marketplace for children. So,
well, they're not saying like this is a prequel of like Captain EO. They're just saying like it ties some of the Captain EO universe into the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, I
mean,
this, I still don't.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
such a far of a stretch.
I mean, it's okay, but I do feel like it's a little bit of stretch. I will say that Captain EO back in the day was really dope because like when you watched it, they had like laser shoot at the screen, like little explosion inside the theater and shit, and it was a long ass fucking time just to watch this fucking. It's like a 15 to 20 minute like quote unquote film, but it was pretty cool back then. You can actually watch it on YouTube. It's like a really cheap ass fucking
Grainy
VHS
ass.
fucking handheld fucking camera in there, but it's on there. There's rumors that it was on Disney Plus, but I've never seen it. So,
but the amazing thing about Captain EO, again, you had to fucking be there. It was a combination of the most like popular ass fucking sci-fi of all time.
Bro.
Remember they brought it. They brought it back for like a month. I think after Michael Jackson died, they had it like they brought it back into Disneyland Park, and I think they had for like about a month around his birthday, and then it just faded away again.
Even with that, what I'm trying to say is, when it came out, like in terms, you couldn't get anything more popular than Michael Jackson and Star Wars in the same thing at the same time. Like that was huge.
So I agree, but also remember Moonwalker?
Oh yeah, Moonwalker the shit.
Bro, that shit was fucking amazing. Like that whole like movie, he turned into a fucking car. Like that, I don't even know if that's even. It's got to be out there. The internet exists, but Moonwalker back in like the maybe mid 90s.
90s, yeah,
it's definitely 90s.
Early, I think
probably early.
I would say late 80s, but we can fact check right now.
That shit was amazing. Like I feel like I want to find it and watch it before the next episode.
88.
88?
Yeah,
oh,
88,
damn.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that means it was even more amazing.
Yeah,
back then. Great. That was like peak Michael Jackson.
You want to know what's even more crazy is that there was a game based off the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And that game is highly sought after.
Yep.
And I guess there's an HD remake that came out or some bullshit. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, it was funny because it was a multiplayer game, so you could be different birds. It was like different colored Michael Jackson suits. Like one was white, there's a red, a green, and I think a blue suit.
It should only be white and then brown. That's the only two. I'm just saying. It's vitiligo and revitiligo.
You can actually they have Michael Moonwalker for rent on Amazon Prime. Or Amazon.
But I ain't paying no money for no shit from '88. God damn. Like, like that should be fucking free.
Wait, you're saying just like as things get older, it should just be free?
I mean, I ain't paying for that.
What is it called when something gets like released to the public and it's like for free for everybody? When it exits the public domain,
yeah, that's.
Before you try doing that, I suggest that you check your local library because someone may have like you might have a better shot at getting a physical copy,
or just
YouTube
piracy.
Have it, but it might be
always piracy.
I'm not gonna. I'm not. Well, someone said it. That's all I'm gonna say.
It was you. I mean, that was you.
I didn't say it. I didn't say no fucking piracy. I didn't do that.
Did y'all see Disney put X-Men 97 old boy on all of the blasts for his alleged shit? Did y'all?
I've seen bits and pieces of it. I haven't really been keeping up, but go ahead, speak on it.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't have enough information right now to give like an opinion because I heard some like his come back and then I heard like what they were saying, so I don't know what's right now.
That's why I was real clear. I said alleged. I wasn't there. I don't know. I don't know. But what I will say is that he's being accused of doing some workplace heinous ass shit, like essentially sending inappropriate nude or semi-nude photos or pics to staff members and doing some inappropriate touching as well. So I mean, all foul, nasty shit or whatever. And obviously he got fired right at the release or launch, just about.
The show. Pretty much.
So
and he wrote part of season 2.
Damn. Yeah. He and I don't know if this is true or not, but I think the series is going to be up for potentially an Emmy or is nominated or whatever.
It's nominated.
Not invited.
Nope. So it was nominated for an Emmy, and he posted that he was not invited. I was like, well, I mean, I don't know. So I saw some shit that some of the staff were underage or something, or he sent pictures to underage people. So I'm like, what is it? Work people or underage people? Like, which one y'all trying to do? Are y'all trying to fucking do some of this fucking
yeah? If you're gonna
bullshit?
say like he was working, if you want to say that he was working with underage people, then there's like a very clear problem with that statement.
Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm gonna wait more because there's probably gonna be more bombshells dropping.
Yeah.
In the next week or so, but I haven't cared that much to give a shit. So,
well, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this stuff could have came out like back then, and this is why I'm kind of hesitant to like even comment on it because I don't know the actual truth. What I do know is that this dude is like he's fucking yoked, and this guy is obviously he's like unapologetically gay, which is fine. Like he's whatever. But I think that might have been like what they were uncomfortable with, and I know that there's like at least one like cartoon thing going around with like him, but I don't know what to believe about those situations right now. So I feel like people need to kind of like wait before. I don't know. It's a very weird situation to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is weird, and I'm not trying to say one way or another what definitively happened. All I was trying to bring up was just the fact that it's getting a lot of buzz, especially given the Emmys coming up and the nomination, and the fact that this was going to be a youngish guy.
He's not young. I mean, he's fucking 41. So
middle age, whatever you want to say. But what I was going to say is someone who is relatively newish in terms of big time opportunity and some celebrity getting celebrated. That's what this was going to be. So
yeah, well, the thing that I personally find odd about like the allegations from Disney is that if he did those things, like why is there no lawsuits against him? Like that seems very odd to me personally.
So can you get sued for sending pictures?
Yes, sexual harassment. Like, bro, do you work at a job?
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, listen, if you work in any sort of workplace, if you're sending fucking sexually explicit or any sexually even adjacent photos or material to anybody else, that's sexual harassment.
Anytime it's not like a photo of your cat or your family, like fully clothed and everything,
and especially if it's not consensual, 100%. Like you're, So that's why I'm very hesitant to like believe these stories because, I mean, this is like way past Me Too movement. This is well into like the woke movement. This is well into like all these other things, but like. Literally nobody that I've heard of so far, I could be mistaken, but nobody that I've heard of so far that was on Beau DeMayo's like team has like accused him directly of anything. And if they did, then where was HR at? Why didn't HR do anything? And like, why wasn't there like a lawsuit brought up against him? It's like, yeah, if HR did fire him and he did something illegal, then he should have gotten sued. And it seems very odd to me that didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I know.
I mean, with that, I was gonna say that shit that's going on with Disney with the lawsuit with the guy whose wife passed away and that whole Disney Plus subscription shit.
Yeah,
makes you not really want to touch Disney right now.
I saw my Disney stock, by the way, but like last month. So
so I've seen stuff that is like refuted some of this fucking shit. I've seen shit that says what was fake and what's not and what's real. So I'm like, that's another one. I'm like, well, this is a court case. I'm waiting until like the proceedings or
where's the court case? That's what I'm saying. Like, where's the court case?
They're saying I guess they're going to court or something. Or he's trying to sue Disney.
Yeah, I mean he
the wife because he's dead. I guess and the wife's trying to sue him.
Oh, no, the other way around. The wife is dead. About the other thing. Okay,
the wife. This is more bullshit. So
Look, man.
This is why I sold Disney stock, because the Bob Iger, with his like weird like anti-woke bullshit. I'm like, okay, but also, like under your leadership, the company is not doing well. You want to talk about anti-woke bullshit, but then also put out like these shows that are what people would consider woke. Like, you cannot play like both sides of the aisle here. It's very confusing to your, stock buyers and like your investors, which was me. So yeah, I guess like live in the shit that you created.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, I have no idea what happened, but we will see. I think the truth is going to come out one way or another.
Yeah, that's what I'd rather wait for. Because all I see is fucking memes about this shit. And I'm like, where's the fucking article? No one can put me for an article. I'm like, well, it's just a fucking meme. A meme is not necessarily the truth. It's just something somebody can make on their fucking phone in like 2 minutes or less. So I can wait.
There you go. All right, what else we got?
I actually got an Ask Beat the BTI question for the
shit,
group.
we have one from actually Dirty Stew. I'm sorry. Fuck. For like 2 weeks in a row. Blue, ask your question, then I got to look up Dirty Stews because he's watching the show again.
Mine might be a little bit of a mind fuck in ways, but it also might make me sound crazy.
Hold on, is this is this better than do you sit down while you wipe your ass, or do you stand up?
Maybe.
Okay.
Or do you catch it?
Do you catch it?
Catch it on the way down.
Oh shit, there it is.
You stump on it. Okay, so
Gross.
My question is, I actually asked the Sweetness this, and she said she doesn't have this, but do you guys have an inner monologue voice inside your head?
Yes.
Yes. And also not everybody does though.
Yeah, not everybody does it. Sweetness doesn't.
Yeah.
So basically what it is like I have a voice in my head that it could like, it's not telling me like, oh, you need to go kill somebody. Like, it's my voice.
Mine does. I mean, yours doesn't.
Oh, you might go see somebody.
I have the other voice that's like, probably don't do that. So,
but like, it's just a voice that kind of motivates you. Like if you're reading something, like it can do, like if you're reading a book, you can like do different voices and all these other different things to like voice out the characters. But like it's kind of your inner monologue basically. Like you can sit there and think, and it's a voice that's inside your head. And like some people do not have this.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, what the hell? I thought everybody has that.
Mine sounds like the character from Baldur's Gate that's about to fuck that bear.
Oh my god.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, no, I'm with you, Blue. I would have thought everybody has that. Well, so let me ask you this though: if you, maybe this is for the Sweetness, but if she is thinking, what does she hear in her mind? Then
I don't understand. When she told me, I was like, that doesn't make any kind of sense. Like, it's just. I don't know. I can't explain what she like how it works. Like even like when she reads something, because like when you read something, the voice is there.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
like she says she just sees the words and she knows the words. Like there's nothing.
What the fuck? Really?
Yeah, it's trippy. Yeah, guys gotta act like other people and see. Someone I was checking out some of the comments and somebody's like, "Oh, that's how you can tell that they're NPC."
Damn.
Damn.
Oh.
That's so specific. Oh, have you heard this newer insult that's been going around? Because I got obviously a teenage kid now.
Oh yeah.
What? How did they put? I'm gonna butcher it. So I'm an old fuck, so I'm gonna butcher this shit. But the sentiment is, just put the fries in the bag, like, you know what I mean? Like,
shut the fuck up and just get it done.
Like, is it an insult?
It's an insult. It's like,
just stop talking.
Yeah, just like, I don't want to hear your fucking life story. Just put the fries in the bag. You ain't shit. Like, just, you know what I mean?
Damn, that's the new like wrap it up.
So this
like
is,
wrap it up.
So,
this is something that I've actually talked about. I don't know on this podcast, but like in like my personal life, of once you have kids, it's like to them. Well, actually, no. I'm going to say in general. You are no longer the main character.
Correct.
So when you have a kid, that kid once they reach a certain age, you're no longer the main character. Once your kids' friends call you Mr. or Mrs. whatever, you are now the NPC in their life.
Yep.
And that's like
they just come to you for resources.
Basically, yeah. And it's like it's so strange.
Let me get this.
Nobody talks about this shit, but that's literally how it is. Don't get me wrong, you're still autonomous, you still do your own shit, but to your kid, you're the NPC.
Yes. Just put the fries in the bag.
Yeah. So I totally feel you with that. And it is, I feel like I want to do a podcast about like shit that nobody talks about.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is one of them, especially when it comes to having kids. Because me and Prodigy we have differing styles of parenting. Mm-hmm. Neither one is better or worse, but like there's like different styles of parenting that you can have as a parent. Yep. But we'll still all notice like certain things with our kids, and we try to give. If you're, I'll be judgy. Sorry, if you want to be a good parent, you want to give your children a better life than what you had. That should be your goal, because you want to raise good humans, right? But at the same time, like shit is fucking hard. Like when your kids are like assholes to you, you have a very easy chance to be an asshole to them, and that's where like the fucked up part comes in. Is like how much have you like grown up, I guess, of like realizing like if somebody that's like way younger than you attacks you, like whether or not you want to choose to attack them back. And
yeah,
that's like there's a line there.
It for sure. And I will also say that kids, just like adults, are very, very fucking human in terms of they have good days and they have fucking bad days.
Yes. And
when you have a bad day, you don't feel like, talking to somebody per se about, oh, tell me about your mouth test. And, oh, tell me, were you late? You don't feel like dealing with any of that shit. And as an adult, pretty much when you come home, you don't necessarily have to. You can even tell your partner, you can tell whoever, hey, it was a shit day. I'm going to go play some Baldur's Gate and, fuck a few dire wolves. You know what I mean? Like, you can just do that. Okay. But
when you're a kid though, like you don't have the mental capacity to like communicate that. Like you might just like lash out. You know what I mean? And it's just like sometimes like, I mean, I was with my 7-year-old. I was lashed out to today, and I was just like, like it's fine. Like I try to ask her questions like, why, things are going on, but it's like she's fucking 7, and I'm Jesus Christ. I'm a lot of numbers right now. Mm-hmm. So, and it's realizing that like all my numbers should be like make me better prepared to like not lash out back at her. Yeah. Because I know that she's 7. What the fuck was I gonna say? What the fuck were we talking about?
About putting the fries in the basket, or
putting the fries in the basket,
the fries in
being
the bag.
NPCs. No, I can't fucking remember.
So, before we go further, I don't know. Have you guys seen the trend of parents with their kids, and they ask them in their lingo, I guess, what does certain words in our lingo mean to them? So basically, there'll be a parent that says, "This is cool" or "great," and the kids are, "Oh, that's bussin'," or "You're not telling the truth," or "This is lie." "Oh, that's cap." And they go down this huge list. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like the one that I've been hearing, because I have a 14-year-old niece and like little cousins that they're all roughly all the same age, and they're saying shit like, "You're a big back." I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
That means you're a fat ass.
Yeah, no. So it means to them that you eat a lot, not necessarily fat. It just means that you eat a lot. And like we have this one kid. I had this one kid at work. He's super skinny, but he ate a lot. But he was like rail thin, and everyone says that the girls were calling him, "You're a big back," and he knew what it meant. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? You're barely 100 pounds. What the fuck are they calling you big back? And he's trying to explain to me that means you eat a lot. I'm like, how does that equate?
Yeah,
I guess eat a lot. I didn't get it.
because I've heard that a lot, and I guess I fucked up the definition. I always thought that was them calling them a fat ass motherfucker, but okay.
Yeah, that's
so
what it would
too, but
traditionally mean. Because
yeah, I thought as well, but I was just like, oh, it just means that someone eats a lot. So I guess maybe in some circles it could mean that you're fat, but for the most part, every single one, even my little niece, even the young kids at work, they all said it means you eat a lot. And like, it doesn't mean you're fat. They're all, yeah, not necessarily. I'm like, oh shit. And like and there are different parts. They're literally like 200 miles away from each other, but they all have they agree about the same definition.
There's also a regional aspect to it. I mean, obviously, we're out here in fucking California.
Bruh.
Real different. You know what I mean? You go to Bon Ton, and you'll hear some shit that you ain't never heard in your life.
You said
I need to tell you a story right now.
Bon Ton's is not real.
I mean, it is real. We've been there. They had a Zydeco band and everything.
So for the people who don't know, Bon Ton is from the TV show True Blood.
Oh, that place we have been there.
It's not called Bon Ton. It was some
Prodigy. Have we been there?
Is legit Bon Ton.
It is not real. Y'all need to quit playing. Big back.
Bruh, we've been there.
Cajun is a Cajun ass Gambit is from there. You know what I mean? I'm telling you.
My God.
He's ready to go.
He's about to make a name for himself, yeah.
Put the fries in the bag. Put the fries in the bag.
I forgot what I was going to say again. Thank you very much. Both you motherfuckers. Just saying.
Put the fries in the bag.
Put the fries in the bag. That's so disrespectful, by the way.
You understand how dismissive that shit is?
Yeah.
That shit is just like, I don't care what you're saying, old man. You know what I mean?
Holy shit.
I might, if somebody told me that shit, I might feel some sort of way.
I already do.
The fries,
I don't even have fucking kids.
Motherfucker, do your own laundry. How about that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm just like, cook your own food.
Get a job.
Yeah.
There's one that Nancy had brought up to me called Phantom Tax. You guys know that one?
I feel like I vaguely am familiar with the concept.
So it's basically, it's almost like price gouging. It's when places like basically pass the charge to you, but you don't realize that you're paying it.
Yeah, it's like honestly, that's tipping in America.
Yeah.
So if people are not familiar, and if you're from outside the United States, tipping is like a big thing in the United States, and it's basically a way for corporations to not pay their employees a fair wage. Like literally, like their wage would be like $2 an hour, $2 and some odd cents an hour, which is ridiculous. And then they have to rely on tips to like make a certain wage up to like a decent wage,
which are inconsistent as fuck.
Yes, they are. And so recently, the failed president Trump, he had an idea.
I heard that.
Somebody just farted.
Yeah,
God damn, that was loud, Prodigy.
Yeah.
Prodigy got a colonoscopy yesterday. He's just fucking.
I think I can smell it. My mouth is open.
Anyway.
God dang.
Anyway, so the thing was that former President Trump's idea was that somebody that he randomly met on the street was like, no more taxes on tips. And he was like, yeah, that's a great idea. No more taxes on tips. And like he said it, and all of a sudden Kamala Harris is all about it too. I'm like, no, you're both fucking wrong. How about just fucking pay them a decent wage? Like the answer is not, not taxing tips. Like that's not the way. Pay them a living wage so they can actually live, and not to rely on the generosity of others instead of like their actual employer. If your employer cannot afford to pay you, then your employer is fucking bullshit. They are basically doing wage theft upon you, and you're relying upon your patrons of whatever organization or whatever company they're working for, the patrons to like tip you so you can live. But if the company you work for actually just fucking paid you better, you'd be fine. And I can't believe in America we're at such like a low point to where people just believe that like, oh, we got a super chat. Hold on, I gotta rewind. Give me a sec. I think I know who it probably is.
I do not see super chat.
But the noise was there, and it was not my noise. Who the fuck did it? I can't see. It didn't show me. That's fucking weird.
Better announce themselves.
But that was definitely a noise. Oh, super chat.
Kind of going back to it's phantom tax. It's FANUM tax, and basically what it means when somebody steals your food.
Oh,
like dad tax. I do that shit all the time, by the way.
Yeah, basically it's like dad tax.
But also, I mean, she doesn't work, so you know.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna piss off Dirty Stu. You were trying to get to his question.
I was. That's where it is. Thank you. God damn. Now I got to pull it back up for Dirty Stu's actual fucking question. Jesus Christ. Hold on. I had it pulled up. Dirty Stu. All right, here we go. Hashtag Ask Me the MTI. If Trump wins the upcoming election, can he go for 2 terms and be a third-term president, or would he only be allowed to have 1 term? So he would only have 2 terms in general. God damn, Dirty Stu, that's a fucking good ass question. I'm pretty sure it's only 1 though.
He already did 1, right?
Yes. He already did 1. Prodigy, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it is a good question, especially from someone who's not from America. However, there slightly is a precedent. I mean, remember, FDR served more than 2 terms.
But then they changed the rules after
I know.
that. Yeah.
True. Definitely true. I'm just saying there has been a president that served more than 2. And there have been threats to change laws even further. Let's just say that.
There are threats,
I've heard about that. I heard about his last term.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he cannot serve another term past this. Also, if he happened to try to challenge it, he would be old as fuck. Like he'd be older than President Biden is now, and he's already showing significant mental decline. So I don't think he'll be able to do it. But I don't think he's going to be the next president either. At least I would hope.
He's 78 now. And in 4 years, he'd be 82.
Yeah, which is that's not a good. I mean, that's like, just stop working, like do something else. Like just live the rest of your life in peace and fucking die. So
go back to your golf course.
And I'm not saying that like how do I put this? I'm not saying that like non-compassionately.
Just put the fries in the bag.
Yeah, put the fries in the bag. Even though that's the name of the podcast, by the way. Put the fries in the bag.
I know. I was about to say that's a good name.
Even though like I don't like that person, but after I just turned 45 last weekend, half my life is done at this point. The fact that these old fucks want to pretend that they're going to be around forever and that they're at their best level ever, they are such bullshitters. One thing I would give President Biden props for is the fact that he decided to just lay it down. He decided to just, you know what, you're right, it's enough, and I need to just hand it over to somebody else that can do it better, because he's old. And for people that want to talk shit about ageism, blah blah blah, whatever, we don't live forever. Like, in cognitive decline occurs early in life. So stop trying to pretend that like you're going to be the same you are in your 30s as you are in your goddamn 80s. Like, that's ridiculous. I'm 45 and I do not have the same physical or cognitive abilities that I had when I was in my early 30s. And I'm being very honest. And I'm somebody that works out every goddamn day. You know, I read a lot of books. I listen to a lot of podcasts. Like, I'm more on the ball than most people. I'm way more on the ball than Trump is. Way more. And I realize that these things they're occurring in my own body. So for him to sit there and like bullshit America to seem like him in his, late 70s, or, at the end of his term would be early 80s is ridiculous. Patently ridiculous. And he has a whole section of America thinking that he's good to go. He's not good to go. He's slurring his fucking words. He's forgetting shit. He doesn't know who's the fucking president. And yeah, Joe Biden was like that too. But guess what? He stepped down. He did the right thing. He realized that, you know what? It's time to let it go. I've told everybody this for like the longest time. The best person to be in power is the person that doesn't want it. And you know who it is right now? It's Kamala Harris and especially Tim Walz. And I'm not saying that because he's the fucking white guy. I'm saying that because he's a guy who didn't run for fucking president or even vice president. And he's like the most normal person that I have ever seen be the vice president in my lifetime. So, and Kamala Harris, even though I have my problems with her from her last presidential run, I don't give a fuck. She's still the best person right now running for president.
So the only thing that I would like to remind everybody on is most of the time college students don't need gas station dick pills. There's a reason for that. You know what I mean? Like they're just, you know,
you
don't need them. You don't need them at 19 or 20. Your body changes and you know what I mean? You might pop a few later on in life, but you don't need to do it at 19 or 20 usually. That's all I'm saying. Things change, you know.
Wow.
You know. But Rhino 6000, that'll get the party started.
All right, I gotta ask real quick. What's the name of this podcast gonna be? I forget I just said it.
Get the fries in the bag.
Fries in the
Put
bag.
the fries in the bag. There we go.
Just put the fries in the bag like you're sticking out to place. We run in pockets.
All right, let's wrap it all. It's late for my fucking old ass. God damn it. Blue, what you got this week? God damn it, you got some things going on.
Oh
I can sense it.
Yeah. So it's the Sweetness and I 7th year anniversary.
Yes, it was like was it today or yesterday?
It's the 25th, so it's going to be Sunday.
Gotcha.
It's on Sunday. So we're doing our like annual trip up to Tahoe. At first we weren't going to do anything, but like we really booked it like kind of last minute. So we're going to be up in Tahoe with the little guy. So looking forward to that. Still trying to figure out some things with like possibly moving and like, you know, rent out our house and all the different things. And that's just, everything is kind of up in the air. Right now, our main focus is just saving because like, you know, we need to have like a contingency in case, you know, this place doesn't rent and we're stuck with like a rent and a mortgage on top of each other. But
honestly, if you just wait a couple of months.
Well, the problem is that the registry to sign up for TK is in January, so we need to make sure that we're at least in that school.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be okay. So I am going to give you my Negrodamus prediction here. September, there's gonna be a rate cut. All signs are pointing towards that. Jerome Powell is been slight. If you don't know who he is, then you don't know about the rate cuts. But anyway, he's the head of the federal. He's the head of the Fed
Reserve.
Yeah.
So head of the Federal Reserve. Yeah.
He's probably gonna push for a rate cut in September. There's gonna be more to follow after that, but after that, you know, that cut. Actually, it's not even really going to affect you, but it'll affect you if you buy a new house.
Yeah,
so,
we're looking to rent. I mean, maybe further down the hill, down the street, or wherever that catchphrase goes. Maybe we'll probably buy a house down there, but you know, it all depends on how things kind of settle, basically.
Okay.
But what else? There's something. Oh shit. There's something I was reading. I think I talked about it already. I started watching the Batman the Cape Crusader.
Yeah.
On Amazon. It's a lot of callbacks to Batman the Animated Series. There's some issues I take with it. Like I actually didn't have a problem with the gender swap with the Penguin. I actually thought they did it pretty well with her being a badass and not giving a F about anybody. But there's a lot of callbacks to like the way that this Batman like stands. He stands like Batman and like kind of the Justice League Batman stood. There's like little nuances here and there, and like little catchphrases or something that will come up that I'm like, oh, that's from the animated series. There's like a scene where Batman and Alfred stand in front of like a glass map of Gotham, and it's the same map that you see in Batman '66 with Adam West. Like people compared the images side by side, and it's like the exact same image. So they are doing a lot of callbacks in it, but I'm definitely liking it. I'm still going to continue to watch it and probably give more of an update later on.
God damn. I got to say, the closed captioning got you word for word.
I
think it's learning. Honestly, I'm literally watching this fucking thing learn, and it's been great.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
Old Ninja, what you got populating?
So I finally, after all the shit I've been talking, started watching Shogun, and I'm halfway through. I'm about to be halfway through now, so I'm like really enjoying the series. I've been inspired by the series to restart, not restart.
Are you gonna blow somebody to death?
No, I'm going back to playing Ghost of Tsushima.
That was inspiring for me. I'm just saying.
No, so that scene reminded me the '70s movie Mandingo. So there's a scene in Mandingo where he finds out the wife's pregnant and he wasn't around to do it, so he tries to boil Mandingo. Same shit. Anyway, I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima because of Shogun. It's been fun. I've been doing the multiplayer with Domino, who's in chat right now. We were noticing our skills were sorely lacking, even in like the lowest settings. So we had to step our game up and relearn how to play the fucking game. It's been kind of not steep, but kind of a uphill learning curve. It's been fun though. It's been fun getting. The goal is to complete the raids. So we did the first two raids. I think she's unlocked the third raid, but never finished it.
I can play with you guys. I mean, I'll try, but I played Ghost of Tsushima on hard and I beat it. So I platinumed it on hard.
Shit!
Hit me up for one of them raids. I'll pause my motherfucking barefoot.
Bruh, when you so you're gonna have to relearn how to play, and you need to figure out how to jump or move up the mountains because that's part of the raid mechanic. So
never mind that. Never mind.
yeah, it's definitely part of the raid. But the normal like multiplayer stuff is fun to do, and we realized like when we were playing as a squad, like we had like 8 people playing at any given time, and like we all did a lot. We put in a lot of work, including B-Boy. He like ran us through a lot of gold and stuff, and we had like really good fucking gear. And it's like going back to the game, I'm like, dude, this game is really well designed. Like, I'm like, fuck, dude, this is a fun ass game. So, but I've been doing that. I've been playing more of the first. I've been still playing the first Fuda, which gets its season pass in like 8 days. And so they're adding more shit to it. It looks like they're adding new mechanics and new areas, new enemies, just a whole bunch of slew of shit. So I'm like, I'm looking forward to that. I know there's been a lot of. I don't know. Actually.
Can you fuck them?
Maybe?
Yeah.
No, there's no fucking. There's a lot. So they might have added jiggle physics. Ooh. According to the fucking trailer, so we'll see.
But what about the bear fur physics? Do they?
Yeah.
Can you pet them?
Oh no. So they're monsters. You've seen them. So there are lizard people or lizard men. Maybe you get pwned by, or maybe you get topped by them. But I don't know.
I'm a man of culture. Are you talking about jiggly titty physics or jiggly ass physics or both?
Or jiggly dick physics. That's the thing too. If you ever played what the fuck is the name of that game? Dante's Inferno? Jesus Christ, the fucking log. That was like the most disturbing fucking end boss ever. Like, why is his dick so fucking big? Like, for real.
Yeah. There was another one.
Conan had a swan.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the other one? So if you watch the trailer for season 1 of the first Fuda, or the first Ascended, my bad. You will see what I'm talking about. So there you go. Yeah, I've just been chilling. I've been looking. Well, I've been kind of lightweight looking for a new job, but I have to try to start a new job very soon because my old one ended. So I've been like kind of taking. Well, I've taken my normal like 3 days off, but I got to jump on the getting this paycheck thing again, like slaving away again. And then I know there's been a lot of talk about it. A lot of fucking backlash, but I'm probably still going to buy Star Wars Outlaws. I don't give a fuck about the haters.
I want to get it too.
I need a Star Wars game. Yeah, I love me Star Wars. I pretty much buy almost every game. The only one I have not bought right now is the remake to Bounty Hunter, Star Wars Bounty Hunter, the one that has Jango Fett. I mean, I didn't want to play it in the first one. It didn't give like that great of scores. Sorry, but apparently this remake has been scored kind of okay. So maybe we'll see. But I'm really looking forward to Outlaws. It looks really fun. I like the combat looks, and I buy a lot of Star Wars games, so I don't really give a fuck about what the haters say. So, there you go.
I'm just saying I doubt Red Dead Redemption 2. But Cronus, what you got popping?
Well, this weekend I turned 45, which is a lot of numbers, but also a great caliber for a pistol. I'm just saying. Yeah, it was really great. It meant a lot more than I wanted to admit on the podcast. Spending time with my friends and family during my birthday, my joint birthday party with Mishka. It made me really miss my time, or our time, really, up in the Bay when we first all got together at like my Union City house, and that was a lot. That was peak me, I guess, for now. Was at that house, but I gotta find another peak down here.
Dude, there's a lot of shit. You guys keep talking about. There's so much shit down there. I mean, we've all seen it. So I guess we just need to pick a time and pick the places and just try to make it happen.
There is. I gotta find my person.
Need to go to TJ.
I gotta find my person, and that's been a struggle.
Take your time with that. Yeah, don't.
You gotta find your muse.
Your muse. Just don't try to rush that. Take your time
I'm
with
definitely not rushing it. So,
yeah. So that's fine.
Definitely not rushing it.
Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do.
I'm doing that. But
just no bears.
Okay.
There's a whole zoo down here. You don't.
There's a whole zoo.
Yeah, there's a whole zoo.
We got the coyotes too.
Man, put the fries in the bag.
Fries in the bag. All right. Oh, but yeah,
put fries in the bag and kick rocks.
Still, being down here is still really cool. Being close to family and some friends, and I've been making new friends. By the way, like if you're in your late 30s, early 40s, or anywhere past your 30s, pretty much, you'll understand how hard it is to make like new friends. I've made new friends down here.
That's and
we I literally have a standing taco night thing with like a friend of mine that I met from jiu-jitsu that listens to the podcast.
Yeah.
So we go to a taco place like down the street from my house after jiu-jitsu, like every Monday usually, and we just chat it up. Shout out to Lando, who is also Mike's brother, who listens to the podcast. Who's a friend of Victor's. They all know each other. I need to hang out with Victor. Like I hung out with Victor like once since I've been down here, and
we need to hit him
more. Yeah.
Are you sure you can trust this Lando guy? Because the last one, man stuck in carbon.
Lando's a good dude.
We've met Lando. I know I met him once and only once.
Oh, really?
Very, very briefly.
Yeah.
I met him at Comic-Con.
Iridian.
Yeah, Lando will choke you out. He's a purple belt like me. So, yeah.
I'm not talking about him choking anybody out. I'm just asking if he's going to trade you to Fat Worm to get the money back.
He's trustworthy. He's a good dude.
There's his shit back.
Yeah. Anyway, besides that, I took this week off just to basically do nothing.
And that's what you need. Yeah.
Yeah, but I need to take an actual vacation somewhere else. Once I figure out financial shit. But anyway, I'm not gonna talk about that on the podcast. That's all I got. There you go.
Good shit, man. Well, listen, I'm gonna just put the fries in the bag. Interspecies reviewers, bear fucking, you know what it is.
There we
Come
go.
on.
God dang.
Take us out, old ninja.
Them bears got you down bad.
Look, the bears know how to fuck. I don't know what to tell you.
You just experienced Black and Black Times Infinity.
The bears toss that ass in violence.
Oh, man. the Dankins podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere with Beats and BTI. It's BTHANBTI. Anywhere you consume your podcast. Just know that on YouTube, we go live Wednesday night, 8:30 Pacific time ish. You can see us and be a part of the chat or whatnot. We're also on Twitch. You can do the same on there too if you don't prefer YouTube for whatever reason, or you're just on Twitch a lot. You can chat on there too. So we're keeping an eye on there. Check out our official website, benheadproductions.com. Force has BNBTI, and we have Discord. You can email us at bnbti@gmail.com, especially if you have a hashtag Ask BNBTI question in the Super Day.
And I guess we'll eventually get to it. Sorry, Dirty Stew. It was sitting there for like probably 3 weeks. Apologies.
Probably.
All right. We're out this bitch.
Wait for top.